walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We made it. And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yap, 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 yap. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yap, 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 yap. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You ought to make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We made it. And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Oh, this game is just getting started right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. If you got a Roku streaming device, just download BS3 TV. You're going to have a lot of great programming, including the lunch break, 12 to 1. All right, I'm up close to this camera because, man, I got to look y'all in the eye and say I might have been wrong about them Buffalo Bills. Goodness. Either I was wrong about Buffalo or I was wrong about the LA Rams, but either way it goes, I was wrong. I had the Rams at home in a close one. It wasn't close, and it was all Buffalo, B-U-F-F. Yeah, A-L-O, Buffalo. So anyway, man, I it pains me to start my show with that. You missed the first game, CJ. You did. Here you go. What's wrong with you? Why are you off to a slow start, CJ? Look, I'm trying to get the pressure off of me. Why are you off to a slow start, CJ? What's wrong with you? I mean, come on now. Buffalo, man. And let me just say this for all you LA Ram fans out there. Glad y'all got your beautiful, unique Super Bowl championship rings. But you need to go on out there and get Odell Beckham Jr. You do. Because the dude playing on the other side of Cooper Kupp cannot get it done. You know who I'm talking about. I don't need to call his name. Hell, I can't even pronounce it right. But go get you an Odell Beckham Jr. Sign that man. Quit playing around. And, oh, yeah, by the way, Von Miller, you're missing. You are missing Von Miller. You are missing Odell Beckham Jr., and just, I know, not going to overreact. It's not, oh my goodness, Friday. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not about to call Buffalo world beaters. I still think they're going to win the AFC East. I do not think they're going to win the AFC. I'll leave it at that. But they look pretty doggone good last night. And for all the haters, I'm sorry, experts, who said that you can't teach accuracy, talking about Josh Allen. Remember how inaccurate he was coming out of college and how you can't teach accuracy? He looked pretty accurate last night, minus the INTs. But when you start out as hot as he did in a game like that and you finish with a completion percentage as high as that, maybe you were wrong. Maybe in all your years of covering football, you were wrong. Just maybe. Just maybe. So, all this, you can't do this and you can't do that. There's a whole lot of stuff that people say you can't do that can be done. I guess I got to break it down, but man, I don't really want to. I don't really want to. And then I got to give love to, I'm just kind of going down the string now. Got to give love to Francis Tiafoe. Got to give love to him. First American male to make it to the semifinals of the U.S. Open in how long? And he didn't get there by accident or coincidence. He's beaten the best of the best. He'll play later on tonight with a chance to make it to the finals of the U.S. Open. And I'm rooting for the young brother. 24 years old, got plenty of personality, got a little LBJ swag to him. Hey, listen, don't start dominating that sport too. They really gonna be bad. You think they hanging off the walls of the U.S. Capitol because they didn't get their election? You start winning the U.S. Open and Wimbledon and Australian Open and all that kind of. Hey, they really gonna be mad then. They'll call you woke or something like that. So, again, Francis Tiafoe, congratulations, young brother. Congratulations. All right. So much to talk about on Freestyle Friday. One thing I'm going to stay away from because the proverbial Irish Twitter, African Twitter, Bahamas Twitter, and Black Twitter, I got nothing. I can't add anything to it. I can't take anything away from it. I'll just leave it there. My sincere thoughts and prayers go out to the family of the Queen of England. Passed away yesterday, age of 96 after 70 plus years of rule. My sincere condolences go out to the family. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it. Y'all not drawing me into that one. Y'all not drawing me into that one. Goodness gracious. If you are not a Twitter user, subscriber, and you have not gone on and just looked at some of those hashtag Irish Twitter, hashtag, those different Twitter cultures. Wow. Tough. I don't ever want to be, I can't even call it despised because there are people that really feel harmed and damaged by her reign. I don't ever want people that I'm over to look at me like that. I'll put it that way. Whether I'm supposed to be over them or not, I don't ever want to be looked at like that. So, again, I pray that there is comfort for that family in their time of bereavement, but I also pray for those different cultures. So we'll leave it at that, man. Goodness. I said I wasn't going to say anything. And then, CJ, you got me saying stuff about it's Freestyle Friday. You know me. I'll get off script real fast on Freestyle Friday. All right, we got to talk some college football. HBCU's got some very interesting games this weekend. None more interesting than Southern University, home of the Jaguars and the Human Jukebox, going over across the street to play at LSU. I'm praying about that game. I feel like it is going to be, I'm praying. I'm praying for the kids of Southern. I'm praying for the fans at LSU. I'm praying for the coaching staffs and the administrations. I'm just praying. Keith Hennig, I'm praying. Like, bruh, you've heard me pray. I'm praying like I've never prayed before for that game for a lot of reasons. Woo! Everybody keep talking about the midterm elections are going to be a litmus test as to where we are in the culture in our nation. That game tomorrow is going to be a litmus test of where we are with our various cultures and our nation. It's that serious. And then, of course, the big football game. Now, that one's got more riding on it than just football. But the football game that I'm going to be looking at tomorrow, Tennessee State, Jackson State. We'll talk about it all when we come back right here on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment, aka JM&E, and streaming live on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV.
Discouragement, sorrow, distance. Your arguments cause damage to your family. The hurt leads to divorce. You feel like there is nowhere else to turn. But there is hope for you. That's where we come into play. There is an overcomer that lives inside of you. One ready to take on the world as you leap for joy, living in victory. You'll grow to love yourself and others. There's life after divorce, and you can claim it today. Get Over Divorce, where your new story begins here every Thursday on YouTube and Spreaker.
Can't wait to get down to Harriman, Tennessee this coming week, to finish the filming of The Last Hurdle. That's the life and story of Olympian Dr. Sharifa Barksdale. I mean it. What a powerful story. You're going to love it when it comes out. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for you all to see it. Again, thank you, Dr. Sharifa Barksdale, for letting JM&E be a part of your storytelling. All right, let me see what I got here. CJ say we are here for it. I'm not touching that Queen Elizabeth stuff for nothing. I am not. But there was one thing that was funny. Let me see if I can find it. And if not, I'll have to paraphrase it. But it was pretty funny. Okay, hang on. Hang on. This was pretty funny. See if I can find it. Yeah. This is the only thing I will say. This is the only thing I will say. Somebody tweeted, can't believe they're going to make a man a queen. This woke nonsense has gone too far. That's hilarious. I'm not talking about the passing of the queen. I'm not talking about that. I am sensitive to that. I don't wish any ill on her family. She ruled and I'm gonna be quiet. She was a loving family a loving person to her family, well beloved all over the world. I'll leave it at that. That in it's separate and side. But Twitter, good Lord, especially before, if Elon Musk had bought it, I was already gonna leave it alone. But it is raw. I gotta say it with a close friend of mine. You're a little raw. You are a little raw. Twitter is a lot of raw. They are plenty raw. They are just out of this world raw. And that's why I don't broadcast on Twitter every time my show is on, because I don't need nobody coming for me for nothing I say or nothing I do. But that was funny. Can't believe they're going to make a man queen. This woke nonsense has gone too. That's just hilarious. Whether it's literal or just comical, it's hilarious. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll leave it alone. CJ, you made me do that. CJ, that was you. BS3, don't kick me off the network, man. Don't kick me. I'm gonna behave. Strike all that from the record. Pretend I didn't say none of that. I am with you, man. Ben Sutter III said, can't wait for that film. Me either, man. Me either. And again, I cannot wait to put the final finishing touches on it next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday down in Harriman, Tennessee. Actually, up in Harriman, Tennessee, from where I am. Really looking forward to it. Great people, great family. Looking forward to meeting the mayor of Harriman. Looking forward to meeting the governor of Tennessee. Looking forward to being a part of a celebratory parade in honor of Dr. Sharifa Barksdale. There's going to be a red carpet event. Looking forward to all of that. So, man, it's crazy. Putting together a trailer for the movie. I mean, it's just crazy. It is just absolutely crazy. Who would have thought a little boy from Forest Park, Ohio would have a chance to be doing this? Would have a chance to be doing this. Keith Hennick, what's up, bro? All right, let me get to that game last night. Let me get out of trouble. Let me leave. I'm walking a fine line with this Queen thing, so let me leave that alone. And let me just get into this game from last night. That was embarrassing. And, you know, I give Sean McVay some credit because he did take it all on him. He said it was humbling. And as the offensive coordinator of that team, nobody looked good. Cooper Kupp caught, 10, 11 balls for some yards, but running game was non-existent, and they missed Odell Beckham Jr. And before you give me he's a diva and he's a problem and he's a cancer in the locker room, he wasn't that in Cleveland and he wasn't that in LA with the Rams. So whatever else you know. But he was not that in Cleveland. It was that quarterback in Carolina, and the truth came out after Odell left and that quarterback got kicked out. Then we started hearing about him and his antics there in Cleveland. It was not Odell Beckham Jr. And don't try to rewrite history. Don't try to rewrite this history to try to lay it on the feet of Odell Beckham Jr. And they loved him in LA. So I don't know if it's a contract issue. I don't know if it's a health issue because he did tear his ACL in the Super Bowl. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, fix it, sign him, because the dude that you got playing opposite Cooper Kupp, he ain't drawing no attention. He ain't making no big plays, and he didn't help you at all last night. They also miss Wentworth at left tackle. They also desperately miss Wentworth at left tackle last night. So let me get into it. 31-10 was the final score. 31-10 was the final score. And if you look at it by the numbers, it was pretty much all Buffalo. Buffalo won the time of possession, 23 first downs to 19. They won that. They had fewer penalties than the Rams. Third down, watch this. Third down efficiency, they converted 90% of their third downs. No, I didn't stutter and I didn't misspeak. They converted 90% of their first downs against a team that was likely to have the number one defense heading into this season. With Aaron Donald on it, Bruce Irving's, what? And I got to say it, Jalen Ramsey, bruh, one of the worst games in your career. Dude gave up a passer rating of something like 158, which is about the highest score that you can get in a passer rating. Anytime they needed to throw the ball to somebody, they threw it against whoever Jalen was guarding. What's up, the intellect, man? Hey, appreciate you dropping in. Yeah, that's crazy. That's got to be an NFL record. I mean, unless there's something that we didn't know about from way back in the day, 90% third down conversion. Come on now. Third down, defense wants to get you off the field. Third down, offense wants to move the chains. And they moved the chains 9 out of 10 times against one of supposedly the best defenses in the NFL. I get that it's week 1, but doggone it, you can't sneeze at that. 90% third down conversion rate. 90% of the time when they needed a first down, they got it. ball game. But now listen, the Rams didn't do bad. They were just under 50%. They were 6 for 13. Total yards, though, it almost doubled. 413 for the Bills, 243 for the Rams. That's where the rubber hits the road. The Bills were productive. The Rams were not. The Bills were efficient. The Rams were not. And that does fall at the feet of Sean McVay. Back in the day, we would have said he didn't have his boys ready to play. He did not have his team ready to play. And it showed. Yeah, Ramsey did not look suspect. Ramsey looked guilty. He didn't look suspect. He looked convicted. He looked like, you are that man. What Maury say, you are the father. You are the father of all this bad coverage. And I'm not dogging him, man, because, I mean, he is definitely an all-pro. He has definitely had a phenomenal NFL career. He can do things I can't even imagine. I'm not dogging him from that standpoint. I'm just saying he had arguably one of his worst games in his career. We take a break. We come back, finish breaking down the numbers right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on BS3 TV, courtesy. I'm sorry, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3. There you go. Chill out, AJ. Chill
Discouragement, sorrow, distance. Your arguments cause damage to your family. The hurt leads to divorce. You feel like there is nowhere else to turn. But there is hope for you. That's where we come into play. There is an overcomer that lives inside of you. One ready to take on the world as you leap for joy, living in victory. You'll grow to love yourself and others. There's life after divorce, and you can claim it today. Get Over Divorce, where your new story begins here every Thursday on YouTube and Spreaker.
Yep, we're back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3. Man, I had a great show yesterday, not just because it was my show, but man, to have one of the best of the business to be on the show. Tamika Dixon dropped in for Throwback Thursday with myself and Chris Gardner, two-time WNBA champ, three-time WNBA All-Star, college basketball All-American, first team All-American, and she won the Big 12 Player of the Year over a good friend of mine, somebody really dear and special to me. I ain't gonna say no names, Erica Cross, but anyway, yeah, man, it was a lot of fun having her, and man, she was real candid. If you haven't seen that show, go back and check it out. You know me. First time I'm not able to make the show, that will be the rebroadcast. That one is teed up for the rebroadcast next. As I said about that Aces Seattle Storm basketball WNBA playoff series, instant classic. That show yesterday was an instant classic. So you will be seeing that one again. All right, let's get back to it, man. Folks are starting to text me already. If you want to text or call in, the number 832-403-5005. 832-403-5005 if you want to text or call in. But folks are like, yo, man, leave Jalen Ramsey alone. That man going through something. Hey, AJ, come on, man. You know that man been through some things. Did you see how he got mistreated last night? Be gentle with him. Come on, y'all. Y'all leave me alone. 803-227. AJ, Jalen Ramsey would be on the milk carton back in the day. They ain't seen him. Y'all stop. I'm not going to read no. We're not doing Jalen Ramsey jokes on this show. It's a grown man with a family, one of the best in the NFL. Y'all leave him. Y'all leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. 832-845. 832-845. AJ, if Jalen was a sock, you wouldn't be able to find his partner. Y'all leave me alone. No, I'm not. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And I'm definitely not reading these Queen jokes y'all got. I'm not doing that. No, not today. Not today, Satan. Not today. All right, let me get back to these deals. Again, last we talked about total yards, 413 to 243. The Rams actually ran more plays, but they just weren't efficient with it. And they were very inefficient on yards per play. 3.7 for the Rams, 7.1 for the Buffalo Bills. Passing yards, 297 for Buffalo, 240 for the Rams. But here's the deal where you can't teach accuracy. Josh Allen was 26 for 31. Matthew Stafford was 29 for 41. So, again, tough day for Matthew Stafford. Great day for for Josh Allen. Yards per pass, 8.8 for Buffalo, 4.0 for the Rams. Man, Matthew Stafford got sacked 7 times. They got to Josh Allen twice. Allen threw 2 interceptions, but again, they got the win. So on my lunch break weekly, keeping up with the Joneses Pick'em challenge, I am 0 for 1. I had the Rams and it was Buffalo. We got over 43 entries into, I think we got right at 45. We got 45 entries into week 1 of the lunch break weekly, keeping up with the Joneses Pick'em challenge. And CJ was not one of them. So CJ, we gonna call it a comeback because you have not been here for week 1. You got to go strong week 2 through 18, CJ. You got to go. She said that was funny on a milk carton. I thought it was funny about the sock too, because I am the guy that forever, I put all my clothes in one hamper. I carry the hamper down to the laundry room. I put my clothes in the washer. And by the time I'm pulling them out of the dryer, a sock has gone missing. That was Jalen Ramsey. That was Jalen Ramsey. All right, Erica, don't be trying to come in here with that Bills Mafia stuff. See that look on my face? So anyway, we're going to see. I'm interested to see out of the 45. We'll do the top 10. We'll only do the top 10 until somebody gets in the top 10. You can keep track of your score based on the top 10 that I give you. But anyway, yeah, man, very interesting start to the NFL season. All right, let me hit the bottom of the hour. Let me give you what's on the BS3 network lineup. And then when I come back, we're going to hit these college games, and then we're going to wrap it up because I'm trying hard not to talk about a couple of things. Jalen Ramsey and the Queen are off limits. I'm not talking about them anymore. Y'all keep texting. If you want to call me, I dare you to call me with some of that nonsense. 832-403-5005. I dare you to do it. Anyway, we'll be right back on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
what an amazing lineup on the BS3 network. I'm telling you, if you want to be down, you got a show idea, you got something you got burning in your hearts, reach out to BS3 Network. Go to bs3network.com. That's bs3network.com, and get in touch with the good folks there. They will definitely help you get started. All right. CJ, they definitely got jokes today. This one, AJ, remember that show, The Missing, starring Jalen Ramsey? No, I don't. No, 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 no. And then somebody sent me a GIF of a bullfighter moving out of the way of a Buffalo Bill, and they got Jalen Ramsey's jersey on it. Y'all stop. Y'all got way too much creativity. Y'all got way too much creativity. I'm not doing this with y'all today. I'm not. All right, let's get to these college football games from the SWAC. College football games from the SWAC and the MEAC, and then some of the top 25 games from the weekend. All right, just running down these games. Tomorrow, Mississippi Valley is going to visit Austin Peay. I got Valley losing that one to Austin Peay. South Carolina State at Bethune-Cookman, the MEAC versus the SWAC. That'll be an interesting game. Both those teams previously from the MEAC, they know each other very well, but South Carolina State is going to bounce back in a big way from their losses past weekend. Bethune, not so much. They're going to suffer another one after losing big to Miami. All right, Alabama State and UCLA. UCLA is a 50-point favorite in that game. I don't think they're going to beat them by 50. I don't think that they're going to beat them by 50, but it will be a tough loss for Alabama State. Albany State and FAMU. That'll be a very interesting game between two HBCUs. I got FAMU bouncing back in that one to get their first win of the season. I hope that quarterback Musa and McKay, those two quarterbacks for FAMU, I hope they play better than they did in that game against Jackson State, because man, that was tough. That was really tough to see those kids struggle that bad against a very good Jackson State team. But I got FAMU beating Albany State. Alcorn is going to take on my alma mater, Tulane, in Tulane. Tulane is a 32-point favorite. I don't know if they're going to beat them by 32, but they will win that game. Tulane will win that game. Alabama A&M will visit Troy. Troy is a 35-point favorite in that game. Again, I hope Alabama A&M doesn't get rocked like that, but I think Troy is going to win that. North American versus Arkansas Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff gets their second win of the season. They'll be 2-0. They'll be 2-0 after tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Northwestern State at Grambling. It's going to be a very interesting game. Going to be a very interesting game. Hugh Jackson, we'll see if you got what it takes to knock off Northwestern State. That would be very interesting, and I would call it a quality win. I don't know if I'm leaning towards Grambling, but that is a winnable game for Keith Hennick's surrogate HBCU team. Jackson State and Tennessee State I'll do last. LSU is a 50-point favorite over Southern in LSU, right across the street from Southern, literally. I just don't want it to be disrespectful. And I'm not talking about the score. I want the fan base to treat the young people of Southern with respect. I don't want to hear any racist jokes, chants, sounds, signs, behavior. Seriously. This one right here will have soul of the nation ramifications to it, in my opinion. Somebody say, oh, AJ, you're being melodramatic. No, I'm not. I'm not. For all the people that like to hold their head, put their head in the sand when it comes to racism, or turn their eyes away from it, we'll find out. And listen, I want it to go well. I want LSU to be respectful. I want the Southern fans and players and coaches to be respectful. I want it to be a football game. I don't want it to have anything else laced in it. So we'll see. When I tell you I'm praying about that game, and my daughter's down there. So hear me when I say I'm praying for that to just be a football game. All right, Texas Southern's going to visit North Texas. North Texas is a 35-point favorite in that one. Texas Southern, please don't get beat by 35. Don't get beat. They're going to lose, but I hope they don't lose by 35. I have a feeling it's going to be greater than that. And then Prairie View against Abilene Christian. Bubba McDowell, that's going to be an interesting game. Abilene Christian is one of those teams that, you know, they've got some good players that come out of that region. Good players that come out of that region. You know, they're not typically NFL players, but they got some good talent over there in Abilene. It's Texas. So, you know, there's athletes all over the state of Texas. Prairie View, this will be a good test for you. How good is Prairie View? How good is Bubba McDowell as a head coach? How good is that running game that they use to run all over Texas Southern to the tune of a 40-23 win in the Labor Day Classic? So we'll see. I'm going Abilene Christian, but I will not be surprised if Prairie View wins that game. And then the game that is going to be fun to watch, Jackson State and Tennessee State. After what I saw Jackson State do to who I thought was the second best team in the SWAC, FAMU, this past week, I don't know, man. I don't know if Eddie George and the TSU Tigers from Tennessee can slow that Jackson State team down. Shedeur Sanders, if he comes out as hot as he was against FAMU and they're putting points on the board, it could be a long day for Coach George and the TSU Tigers from Tennessee. It could be a long, long day. I'm going Jackson State, but I hope it's a competitive game and not a lopsided victory for Jackson State. I mean, literally. Jackson State wins this game, I literally see them going undefeated in the SWAC this year. They did it last year, but I literally see them doing it back-to-back this year. And once again, being one of the top teams in the country on the FCS level. It's going to be very interesting. I got to take this next break. When I come back, I'll do the games from the MEAC. When we come back right here on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3.
If you're looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show. BS3 Network proudly presents.
I am Cole Johnson, and welcome to
Cole Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment. We're streaming live on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. It's our Freestyle Friday. Got a lot going on today, and truly just having fun on a Friday from a long week, man. Had an interesting week. Loved every bit of it. And again, worldwide tragedy with the passing of the Queen. Bernard Shaw, also got to talk about him, one of the pioneers in our business, one of the longest running broadcast journalists in our business, somebody who was, it was believable national news or worldwide news when Bernard Shaw could talk about it. So again, our sincere condolences go out to him, his family, and all who knew him, were blessed by him, and got a chance to know him. It was a phenomenal man. I was not one of them. I never got a chance to meet him. I was hoping to get that opportunity by becoming a part of the National Association of Black Journalists and some of those other organizations. But again, I never had a chance to meet Mr. Shaw. But I do, know that our industry, our profession, lost a great one. Definitely lost a great one. All right. Let me get back to it. All right. We're talking about the HBCU games for tomorrow. Coming up tomorrow at 3:00, Norfolk State is going to visit James Madison. James Madison is a 37-point favorite in that game. Intellect. I'm trying to be compassionate, benevolent. I'm reaching for words. I'm trying. I know. We know. There are countries around this world that suffered under that administration, did the best they could with what they had left. So I stand corrected, Newt. I stand. I'm trying, Doc. I am. In fact, that's why I'm literally trying to make it off limits, man. I'm trying to make it off limits. Jalen Ramsey did me a favor. He did me a favor, so, but I get it. Let me put it this way. I hope that sometimes when people feel like it's good around them, that it's good for everybody. That's why when people say, what racism in America, you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Everybody has a chance to, for a better life in America. And the reality is that could be your story, but it doesn't make it mine. I don't even have to be a chapter in that book. I could just have a whole different story, a whole different book, and it not be my fault. And I'm not blaming anybody, but all I'm saying is people have to stop feeling like because things were good for some that they were good for everybody, because they just weren't. They just weren't. And if you look at all the different countries and how they were affected over the last 70 plus years, and from generations before that and generations before that, directly tied to that queen. She wouldn't have been queen if she was not in that lineage. And I'm not saying you blame the sins of one generation on the sins of another. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying many people were negatively impacted in countries all around the world under the reign of that family. I don't know how, but I hope it gets better under this new administration, under the new king. I don't know how, but to ignore it and to act like it didn't happen is not right either. To try to deflect. I saw somebody say, when are you going to start blaming the African leaders for selling your people into slavery? I don't ever have to do that a day in my life. They're wrong. You're wrong. Well, I never owned slaves, but your family did. And you're defending them. And you're trying to deflect with whataboutisms. Every other culture has received reparations for the things that were done to them, except, oh, here we go, wokeism, talking about reparations. No, I'm just talking about reality that you want to ignore. Imagine if England had to pay back all those countries that they pilfered, that they invaded, that they colonized. Just imagine. Just imagine how better off those countries would be. Said I wasn't going to get into it. I just touched it lightly with my own opinion. This is my show. I don't speak for BS3. I don't speak for any of my sponsors. This is just me. Okay? All right. Intellect, you are definitely that, my brother. You are definitely that. All right, let's let's get to these MEAC games. Norfolk State, James Madison. James Madison, 37-point favorite. James Madison's gonna win the game, but come on, Norfolk, don't lose by 37, Doc. Don't lose by 37. Again, I got South Carolina State beating Bethune. Winston-Salem State will take on Central. Central very well may be the best team in the MEAC this year. Central very well may be the best team in the MEAC this year. I got Central beating Winston-Salem State. All right, Delaware State versus Delaware. That's always a fun intra-state rivalry. I've got Delaware beating Delaware State. Howard versus South Florida. South Florida's a 35-point favorite in that game. They'll win. Hope they don't win by that many. And then Towson, and Morgan State. I got Towson beating Morgan State. All right, one last break, and then I'm going to run through the top 25 games, and we'll call it a wrap right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E.
This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to show that attainability. I want to show the accessibility of this kind of lifestyle.
From social media to having conversations with friends and family, you always have to put on face and say face.
What brings a smile to my face is the one person that totally believes in me, and that's my beautiful wife, Jody.
I just had to stop because I didn't value myself. I didn't love myself. And it's like, I have to learn to love myself.
Changing the world one conversation at a time. This is Revelations.
The last hurdle will be coming to a big screen near you real soon. Next week, I'll be filming the final pieces of interviews with family members and those who knew Dr. Sharifa Barksdale, who's still alive and well, by the way, looking great, looking amazing. Dr. Sharifa Barksdale will be in Herman, Tennessee this coming week, and we'll be doing some final touches on the interviews and the documentary, and it'll be coming out by the end of this year. So again, thank you for allowing JM&E to be a part of that. All right, let me get to these top 25 games and put a wrap on this show. Top 25, of course, there's some big ones like number 1, Alabama going down to Texas. Texas, if you are who you want people to believe you are, you win this game. You don't play well. You don't just, have a close loss or, a nail biter or anything like that. You win the game. Herm Edwards say you play to win the game. You need to be, you need to have Nick Saban going Dennis Green on us. They were who we thought they were. You need to come on in and win this game. That's it. I don't want to hear about hard-fought battles. I don't want to hear about we had them and then we just couldn't convert and all that. You either win or you shut up. Win or shut up. Bama, we know. You, no clue. No clue. All right, so that's that one. Ohio State, no problem with Arkansas State. That'll be a win. A&M will take on Appalachian State. They're a 20-point favorite. Appalachian State did all they could. Did all they could to knock North Carolina off, just couldn't pull it off. That's going to be a good game. I think that one's going to be better than most folks think. In fact, if there is a top 25 upset, that might be it. Houston's going to take on Texas Tech. Texas Tech is a 4-point favorite in that game at home. Houston, they're top 25, but barely. I got Texas Tech in that one. Oklahoma State hosting Arizona State. I've got Oklahoma State. Baylor visiting BYU. Y'all don't know how I feel about BYU. I'm going with Baylor in that one. Baylor, number 9 team in the country. Number 15, Miami against Southern Miss. I've got Miami in that one. Arkansas against South Carolina. Arkansas, again, a team that's coming, but when y'all gonna get there? Beat South Carolina. If you lose, y'all ain't even on the road. Y'all ain't you know how you call somebody and say, yo, you on the way? And they say, yeah, I'm walking to the car now. I'm walking to the car now. Certain people don't believe them. That means they not yet dressed. If Arkansas loses to South Carolina, they ain't even dressed. Intellect says Texas Tech for sure, 10-point victory. I'm with you on that one. It'll be a preview of what's going to go down in the Big 12 next season. Wake Forest at number 23. They'll beat Vanderbilt. NC State against Charleston Southern. They'll win that one. Utah at 13 against Southern Utah. They'll win that one. Notre Dame at Marshall. I love the head coach at Marshall. I love his wife, and their children. Great people. I would love for Marshall to get an upset in that one. I just don't think they will. I think Notre Dame's a better team than we thought. I thought that they played, for the most part, Ohio State like they were a top 5 team. I'm going with Notre Dame to get right in that one. Number 5, Clemson versus Furman. I'm not a fan of Clemson. I'm not a fan of Dabo Swinney. I hate that he got more money, but, so what? They'll win. Who cares? All right, number 17, Pittsburgh versus number 24, Tennessee. Tennessee has always been a fraud in my mind. I'm sorry, Dr. Sharifa Barksdale. I'm talking about in football. They've always been a fraud to me. I got Pittsburgh winning that one. Number 19, Wisconsin hosting Washington State. I just want to see jump around. I just want them to see jump around. I do. I just want to see them jump around. They're going to win the game, but I want to see them jump around. They're in football, as a fan base, there is no greater, more exciting thing in the stadium than that. If there is, at me, because I don't know what it is. Wisconsin has the best fan participation thing in the middle of their game with jump around than any other team. If I'm wrong, at me, because I don't know what it is. Number 2, Georgia going to take on Sanford, Georgia. Number 14, Michigan State taking on Akron, Michigan State. Number 12, Florida versus number 20, Kentucky. Again, not a big Florida fan. I lived in Gainesville, so I'm talking from experience and knowledge. If Kentucky is real, they'll knock off Florida. Number 7, Oklahoma against Kent State, Oklahoma. Number 22, Ole Miss against Central Arkansas, Ole Miss. I don't believe I said Ole Miss. I don't like that. I do not like that phrase. All right, Mississippi. There we go. Number 10, USC versus Stanford. Stanford's an 8-point underdog. USC is going to win that game. Lincoln Riley is legit. Caleb Williams is legit. USC might be back, y'all. And then number 4, Michigan hosting Hawaii. They're a 53-point favorite. No issues there. All right, y'all. That's all I got. Let me get out of here, man. I got other things to do. Intellect, you pulled me into that one, man. I was trying to just be politically correct, nice. But we know. And let's believe things will get better. Let's do what we can to make sure things get better. And let's just because people want to deny things don't mean that they get to. I'll leave it at that. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. There's nothing you can do about it except meet us here Monday for the HBCU Stroll with the coach, Johnny Cole. He's got very special guests, Dr. Kevin Granger, the athletic director of Texas Southern University, will be his special guest on Johnny Cole's HBCU Stroll Monday right here at 12 noon. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Oh, Frat, you already know. We good, man. All right, y'all. We'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great rest of your day.
Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Friday, September 8th, 2022. Can I get a yay for Friday? Number 1. Among the official documents taken from Donald Trump's Florida residence August 8th, one item contained nuclear secrets of a foreign country. This information poses a serious security not only to the United States, but also to the country exposed in the document discovered among the thousands of papers that were taken from the Trump property. In addition to the United States, countries that possess nuclear weapons are the United Kingdom, Russia, China, France, Israel, India, Pakistan, and North Korea. Number 2, with an impressive and powerful performance at Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens Wednesday, Frances Tiafoe is smashing his way through the U.S. Open tournament. Tiafoe's fast and furious play saw him finish his latest match with 18 aces and a roaring crowd as he defeated the number 9 seeded in the men's quarterfinal. The 24-year-old Hyattsville, Maryland native advances to the semifinals, ending a 16-year drought for American men's tennis in the U.S. Open semifinals. Number 3. According to the World Health Organization's latest weekly review of the pandemic, the number of new coronavirus cases fell everywhere in the world last week by about 12%. The UN Health Agency reported that there were just under 4.2 million new infections last week and about 13,700 deaths, and that is a 5% drop. WHO said COVID-19 deaths dropped in Southeast Asia, Europe, and the Middle East, but increased in Africa, the Americas, and the Western Pacific. Number 4. After a transgender pride flag outside a Massachusetts church was burned late last month, police confirmed that they are investigating the incident as a hate crime. The Reverend Kent French, the senior pastor at United Parish of Brookline in metropolitan Boston, said a staff member at the church discovered the burned flag. French, who describes himself as openly queer, said his church strives to be inclusive of all people, especially LGBTQ people who have ever felt betrayed by their religious communities. Number 5. In America, black girls and women have historically been overlooked despite the many contributions made over centuries to families, communities, and the world. Activist and co-founder of Black Voters Matter, Latasha Brown, is looking to give black women and girls the resources they deserve in order to flourish. Read an excerpt about her organization, Southern Black Girls and Women's Consortium, linked in today's What You Need to Know newsletter. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Life is a series of choices. Choose patience. Whew. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the American Heart Association and Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.